What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Never Miss Mondays podcast. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Peyton.
Ooh, not a Monday with us today. We have a special edition podcast coming in. So this is Peyton. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Alrighty. My name is Peyton. I was formerly one of Liv's clients for almost 2 years.
Yep.
I met her through Ignite.
Yep.
And now we're obsessed with each other.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically like Jim and I.
First.
I mean, we got told in the elevator yesterday
That we were twins.
asked if we were twins.
Which is crazy to me.
I mean,
That's a little bit of a show.
that's like the best compliment ever for us. So,
I know.
but yeah, I was coaching with Ignite, and then you came onto my team back in like early 2023.
Yeah.
And we worked together for right at almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And
We did
you
a
had
lot.
left like back in May, I think.
Yes, May.
Yeah.
May was my last month.
Yeah.
With you?
Yeah. So tell us just a little bit about you as a person. Peyton could be anybody's ass. And
That is not true. Don't look up for me.
Yeah.
So I'm originally from the Philadelphia area, which is the best place in the world to live. Sorry, Liv.
That's okay.
And yeah, I grew up there. I went to college there. I joined the military when I was 17.
She's a baddie.
Girl needed her ass kicked a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was really bad in high school, so I joined the military. I joined the Air Force Reserves, and I did 7 years.
Yeah.
I was in McGuire in New Jersey, which wasn't bad. It was
Yeah.
the worst place.
Yeah.
And then I got deployed in 2023, which was like the best 6 months ever. Loved
Yeah.
it. And yeah, so I was always into fitness. I kind of started in high school getting ready for the Air Force.
Yeah.
Because I did soccer, but I mean, I didn't do strength training or anything.
Yeah, very different.
So yeah, very different. So I started kind of lifting then, and then once I got back from basic, I was so tiny.
Yeah.
Because all you do is cardio. They don't let you lift.
Yeah.
It's like body weight. So like push-ups, sit-ups, stuff like that.
Good for you.
So teeny tiny. So I kind of started getting back into lifting then, and I was just in love. Obviously, that's all I do now. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just had moved to DC after my deployment and for my job, and I saw McKenna put up like a kind of thing on Ignite, like to win like a free coaching kind of thing, like a discounted
We did
coaching.
coaching comp.
Yeah, so I applied and I won one of the slots.
Yeah.
It wasn't first because I think I got like 2 months free or something like that. So I
Yeah, we
discounted
always
it.
did like one person got like a free 6 months, and then we were able to like pick like 5 other people that got like it was almost like $500-600 off total.
Yeah, it was a really good It
Yeah.
was a really good deal. So that's when I started personal coach, like having a personal coach, because my big thing was like it was just felt like such a chore.
Yeah.
To like write your own
It is.
program. Like my job is so mentally draining.
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, the last thing I wanted to do was go to the gym and think. So I was like, if I have a coach, it's a lot more accountability.
Yep.
Having someone kind of help you through it, because I'm not like a personal trainer myself. Like I've taught myself everything, like YouTube videos and stuff. Probably was doing a lot wrong for the first like couple of years that I was
Aren't
with
we
you.
all?
For
So
sure.
we all. Everyone has to go through that, like doing the most fuck ass stuff for like a very long time.
I'm so glad I
And
never
think
took
you hear
forward
the
video.
shit while you're doing it. Like, oh my god, I'm so
People at the
good.
gym is probably like, what is this girl doing?
It's the way I was more confident at Planet Fitness in 2020 doing nothing for myself than I am right now.
No, exactly.
Like that bitch
I thought I was that girl.
And I was walking in and I was like, these people are gonna be like, oh my god, she's here.
We have a celebrity there.
Meanwhile, they're like,
what is this girl doing?
Why is she here?
I'm like, why is she? I'm like, oh my god, I love looking back at my outfits. Heinous.
Like the Gymshark leggings with the band.
My big thing was the capri pants, like the ones that would cut off right here. Diabolical.
I had like the bright purple Gymshark leggings that had like the holes cut out of them.
You know what?
I
started with My Protein. Don't know why that was the first brand that I started buying clothes from.
You're so bad.
I don't know. It was COVID. You have to leave me alone. That was
Listen,
like the
I was like cropping the most random shirts.
yes,
and
that
it
was a big phase
like,
too. Like every T-shirt I have from like that era of my life is just cropped. I can just never wear it really ever again, which is not great because now like my outfits are very limited now. Like I have to buy a lot. But
yeah, we really screwed ourselves there. It was like also like the Gymshark bras that had like 17 million straps.
yes,
and like
that was a big
thick
phase.
straps.
Well, my thing is that was really bad was my haircut.
It's the way we
The short
wasted
hair.
so much money.
I had the shortest hair after basic because I cut it all off.
You probably couldn't even put it in a ponytail.
You know, I mean, it was like a pixie cut.
bob.
It was not a good look for me, guys. No, I look back and it was always like 50-year-old women that like, you look good in it. I was like, no, sweetie.
Okay, I love you.
I
don't want you to
understand.
think I look pretty.
I understand why that era of my life, not a single boy ever talked to me. I get it now. I look back, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Yes, you do, girl.
Yes, we
It
do.
was the haircut. It was so bad.
The haircut, the outfits. Yeah, definitely.
It was terrible.
No, I'm with you. Like, just especially like too, like even like I always say this. I've had a trainer for 5 years, and even more so now. Like, you couldn't pay me to write my own program. Like, one, I'm gonna be. I would take it a little bit easier on myself.
I would never, ever, ever, for the audience, ever program myself a leg day like leg. And I do that for my own sanity.
Yeah,
because I would get in the
You
gym
want
and
to
I
get
was like,
Bulgarians for
this
6 foot straight?
bitch. I would get so, I love you so much, but I was like, she literally, like, did I piss her off this week?
No,
Like,
you
maybe
just
program
say
like,
you want
and
a
then-
big butt.
And then I text you and you'd be like, hee, like this. I'm gonna
Giggling.
drive to St. Louis and beat you up in this minute of my life because it's
No.
so bad.
It's the way, like, I have created workout programs for people for sure, and then, like, I don't know how I just, like, will, like, be, like, saying, I'll see them, like, in person, and I'll be like, oh, well, like, what are you hitting later today? And they'll be like, oh, I'm hitting legs. I'm like, oh, like, let me see your workout. And, like, casually forgetting that I wrote it, and I'll be reading, and I'll be like, yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'll be like, oh, fuck,
And I
wrote
just
that.
know you're behind it, like, literal computer, like, giggling.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, this is there.
This is a good one. This is
I
a
like
good one.
picture myself like the Grinch, like throwing Nicholas in the bus. Cherry beauty, eviction notice. Pink
See,
slip.
like, this is what you're doing today.
But
So,
but yeah, the accountability.
They work.
piece, yeah, they do.
they were, the BBL accusations are in progress, for sure, real. Especially coming from a girl who had nothing,
Yeah,
and it was not doing anything. I started working with you.
yeah. She said,
People are going
now
crazy.
you actually have to buy new shorts.
Oh my god, I know. Buying new clothing was insane. I like all my jeans. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's great, love this.
Yeah.
But I would rather have that than anything else. So.
Exactly.
Love it.
But yeah, the accountability piece I think is like really helpful. You know, just not having to do the thinking and not
Yeah,
having to
100%.
also like, you know, like what I hear all the time and like how I was as well too is like also when you're in the beginning, like even if you like know the right thing or you think you know the right thing, like I just always found myself like in the back of my mind like, is this right? Like, am I wasting my time?
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
you know, just like being worried, like, is this actually gonna do what it needs to do? And so having that, like, for sure, like, yep, like, no question, like, was super nice as well. Yeah, the accountability was super, like, cool for you. But I know, like, I want to talk, like, too, because, so you had actually, like, started with Ignite, but we
Yes.
didn't start together.
No, we didn't.
So,
Which
it was,
is
fate
crazy.
just brought us
No, I kid
together.
you not. I tell people when I'm like, because I'm like, I love that everyone's like, you're just gonna go meet some girl that online.
I'm just, like, a creature.
And it's not even like this time when I was already out here and then coming to see you. Like, I directly came to see you.
Yeah,
to hang out,
last time
like,
was
hang out.
just
a
like,
girls' weekend.
Yeah, just flying
Yeah,
to
and
St.
people are like,
Louis to
you've
meet
literally
this girl.
never met her. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The fate brought us
We
together.
know everything about each other.
It's
so-
that it's being born on the same day is crazy to me. When
Yeah.
we started talking like that, and I think we didn't realize it at first, and then
No, we didn't.
we both posted for our birthdays, and I was like, get out of here.
Yeah, because on the call, when we had our first initial call, we both we realized we were both Geminis.
Yes.
And we were like, wait, we
Obviously.
like, talk the same and like act the same and like the same thing.
Yes, for sure,
And
that was a big one.
So we were like, okay, like Paige was definitely like a little skeptical. She, you know, like I said, she had started with Ignite, and then like she was like, I don't even know if like this will work. You know, this will work for me.
I think that she, like, nothing on my other coach, she just wasn't.
Everybody has a different fit.
Yeah, and I think like I don't know if it was because I was really nervous having a coach for the first time. I don't know if it was just like compatibility wise, but I just didn't feel like I could express everything the same. I didn't feel as much as like everything was like geared towards me as much as it could be personally. Because I had I came in knowing, like, especially with you, like, what I wanted to do.
Right, it was like very, like, this is what I want to achieve, so it was a very direct path to get.
Yeah, so, and our communication was just so different, like, so much more open. And, after that, like, after my coach left, I didn't really, since I was just kind of with Ignite because I wanted it wasn't something that I actively, like, looked out and pursued.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe.
You were like, I want this specific person.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe coaching just isn't something because of how different my background is.
Yeah.
But then I met you, and
well, I think it's like also so batty because like at one point I had like 11 girls in the military when you came, and so like that was the coolest part about it all was like I had somebody that was like actively deployed, and then I had like literally 10 other people, including you, that were in the military. And so, like, I don't know how it happened, but I literally
that's like thing as military girls do not play about.
I know,
the gym.
I know,
because there's literally nothing else to do.
I don't know how it happened, but I wanted to keep happening. Like, if you're in the military and you need a coach, like, I love it.
Well, I do have to say, so when I was deployed, I met two of my favorite human beings in the world, and we worked out, and I think that also brought me into like the accountability, like not even having someone to work out there, because honestly, that was the most insane I've ever lifted in my life, like weight-wise, intensity. And it was having that other person, and since I had just moved to a new city, I only knew one person, my friend Maddie.
Right.
She's not big in like the gym. She's a cycle girly, which love that. I love a cycle class, so I get it.
Yeah.
But that's just been such a huge part of my life, and I really just wanted that extra. Yeah. I needed kind of
someone to understand it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. You know, like you. Like having like an online personal trainer, you have that piece of accountability every day, and like through every lift and through every meal. Whereas like even like in-person friends, like my whole friend group lifts and things like that. But like I really only have a dream, right? Well, I like keep moving cities as I evolve. So I just
that is true. My girl is on the move, for sure.
But like you only have that really like accountability from them, like once a week,
like when you're with them.
Yes, for sure. So it's not like in the back of my mind being like, oh, Josie wants to make sure that I'm eating my meal today.
Yeah.
It's like
are you tracking?
Yeah, it's very different, and so I think
for sure
that's cool. But yeah, I mean, it really, you know, I've had multiple coaches in the past, and you know, most people aren't with the same coach for their entire life, and you know, it comes down to compatibility, but like for sure, you know, just what the needs are, just like the level of understanding, and some people need. And that's why I'm always big too. Like if someone comes to me and I know that like I can't help them as well, I'm gonna say, listen, like you absolutely.
But that's what makes you a good coach, because other people
I
am
like, not
I'll take the money. Yeah, which is insane to me. Because if you're not gonna help that person, like that's not helping you as a coach either.
Right. So it's like, you know, not every coach is made for every person. Like if someone came to me and was like, I have never been in the gym before, I have never done any of this, I'd be like, look, you know, I don't know if I am the best person for you. I'm just saying that because I don't know how compatible we would be. Yeah. And I want you to have like it's so important to have that person where you can tell them literally anything.
Well, I think you're also evolving as a coach because you probably could in the beginning, but now that you're like on your second prep, you definitely have more advanced like women on your team that have lifted a lot. I think you're gearing more towards like experienced lifters. And everyone always thinks like, well, how do you like meet someone you've been in the gym for so long? You hit a plateau a lot, multiple times throughout lifting, and it takes a different approach, a different style of lifting.
And it's way harder for you, like with the emotional tie to your own body, to determine whether you should push harder or pull back.
Yes.
And so like I said, like I'm a bodybuilder, I'm in my second prep, I coach bodybuilders, like why do I need a coach? I obviously know how to do this, but I have an emotional tie to my body. And it's way harder to make decisions on your own. Like, if the scale's up 3 pounds and I freak out, like, I know my coach isn't going to freak out because it's data and that happens. Yeah. But it's so hard, especially for someone who hasn't been in the game for years and years and years and years and years, to pull yourself, like, away from that tie to your body.
Like my last cut.
The external.
We talked about this so much because it was so stress-induced why I wasn't, because like I was hitting all of my goals.
Everything was happening.
And you're like, give it like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And once I moved, I was
10
at like
pounds.
10 pounds. Which is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
So But it was so much reassurance that we were doing
Right.
everything correctly. But
Right.
like, there's so many outside factors. For me, I'd be like, I gotta cut my calories.
Yeah,
I gotta
it's gotta
slash
cut my
them.
calories, or like this
Doing
shit isn't
something wrong.
working, like
Yeah.
this isn't made for me, you know, absolutely. And so having that like external eye, because like sometimes it can even be like lab work, like you could be doing everything
Yeah.
right, and you know nothing is going wrong, but and internally like you're so frustrated, and you know not having that external like voice of reason is hard because you're like, well, what the fuck? And
Yeah, and I'm definitely one of those people that want like instant gratification.
Yeah.
Like, it does not take 1 month to make progress.
right,
It's
exactly.
gonna take months. And in my head, I'd be like, well, these workouts suck. I'm doing something wrong. And
Exactly.
you're like, girl, like, chill out.
Exactly.
And you've said that so many times to me. Like,
That's
get your shit
literally
together.
like
You're fine.
let's be real here. My favorite thing is
Exactly.
always pulling up the side by sides when someone's crashing out and being like, okay,
Oh my god, I know.
we need to revive here.
The one thing Liv is gonna love is a good, like, if you send her like a gym pic, the girl's gonna hype you up. What is she doing?
She's gonna start barking. Guys, what happens if I start drooling all over my
Oh my god,
laptop?
I know.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's the thing too, is like knowing, like, just being able to have that person that is not reacting out of stress or frustration, and also like having someone that's looking at everything on a timeline too. Like,
Yeah.
where I always say, like, you, my clients, you're in the driver's seat. Like, you are driving the car. You are gonna tell me, like, you're gonna choose, you know, kind of where we're going. This is your journey. You're in
Exactly.
control.
Yeah.
I am just your Apple Maps. I'm just like, hey, we should go this way to go
Yeah.
the fastest way. Or hey, it's gonna take us 3 hours to get there.
Yeah,
Or
'cause
hey, there's a little bit of traffic coming.
Because
Like,
I think a lot of people don't understand too is like, just because you have a coach does not mean you're gonna make progress. That's on you.
right, correct.
That's on
correct.
if you're taking.
I need you to listen to my directions.
Yes, I'm gonna give you all the
Right.
guidance you need, but like
Right.
if you're not going to the gym and you're lifting and you're sitting there after a leg day and you're like, that wasn't that bad,
Yeah.
you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, if anybody rates my leg days less than like an 8,
I don't think I've ever done that. I think I actually read mean comments every time I used to do your leg days. It's like, what did that
reading my leg day comments is like my morning newspaper. Like my group chat's my morning newspaper.
No, it's so funny. But
Fox
that,
News who?
that was such a huge thing too. I also needed to like realize like when I was working with the coaches, like you can program these
Your
days and I can go
capability.
in there. You're not gonna stand there and yell at me to lift more.
Right, exactly.
Like you need to go in there and you need
Yeah.
to be like, okay, maybe I did 15 pounds last week.
Yeah.
Try the 20s. If you can't drop down,
Exactly.
you're not gonna know if you don't try.
Exactly.
And like all my weights, I feel like the first week of a program, I'm always like low.
Yeah,
weights,
for
but
sure.
You can just see them go up and up and
Yeah.
up because you got to do it.
Exactly.
It's not supposed
just
to be
silly
a
games.
pleasant experience
Yes.
going to the gym. It's
Yeah.
really not.
Yeah.
If you're growing.
Exactly.
It depends on your goals. I have to say.
Exactly.
Like if you're going to stay like. My goals have always been mostly growing. Like I
Exactly.
want to grow, especially my like lower body.
Right.
Like you're not doing that with
Chilling.
the itsy bitsy.
Yeah,
workout.
exactly. Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, that's the big piece of it too, is, you know, just like understanding, like, I'm here, like I said, to give you all the tools to get there and to be like the voice of reason. And like the way it should be too is like to where you are doing no thinking, you're doing no worrying. Like
Yeah.
I am the thinker, I'm planning everything. Like I know from this time to this time we're focusing on this, and then this time to this time we're focusing on this. Like
Yeah.
I'm the one doing behind the scenes. Your only responsibility is to put effort in and to give me data.
Exactly.
Like, it should be shut the brain off and work and just like tell Liv the data she asked for. And like that is how you see the most out of that, like you said, just giving
Yeah.
the true effort into that, because like at the end of the day, like I want it so bad for every single person.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you're like
too
everyone's
much,
biggest fan.
like
yeah, you're
too
like girl.
much. Like I'm like visioning them, like
Yes.
accomplishing this, but the reality is like I can't want it more than you, and I
No.
can't.
No one can.
Exactly.
Because it's, and also listen, like if you don't like going to the gym, no one's forcing you.
Right, correct.
I force myself every day,
Yeah.
but there's also something wrong with me, so I get it.
Yeah,
But
we
I
figured
think
it out.
the biggest thing too was like, I destroyed my body coming back from deployment.
Yeah.
I went from eating like literally over 3,000 calories.
Yeah.
People in the military know this, like especially deployment food. You have food access 24/7.
Exactly.
Like, and it's always a vegetable,
Yep.
rice, and a protein. And
Right.
you can eat. I went to the gym sometimes in the DBAC 3-4 times
Yeah.
a day, and
Yeah.
I was eating like calorie dense food. I came home and I moved to DC, and I was so busy with work and like moving
Yeah.
to a new city. I'd be like, literally 5 p.m. I'd be like, I ate an Uncrustable today.
Yeah.
And I'd still be hitting at the gym as hard as I was
As possible.
before.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I fucked up my metabolism.
Yeah.
I destroyed my
Wearing
body.
shit down.
That's like one of the first things we had to do was
Yeah.
do a reversal because I was eating like 800, 1,200 calories a day,
Right.
and I'm like, why is my legs not growing? Well, girl, come on.
You have enough fuel to get you, I don't know, like to the fridge.
Yeah, to the fridge to eat more food.
Right.
So that was like a big thing we worked on too. Like I really needed to like focus on my nutrition, and that's like with a coach. Like I would never fix that by myself.
Right, exactly. And also just like having the accountability in nutrition when like shit's busy, like too. Like that's the other thing is like having the accountability, like when shit gets busy, like knowing like fuck, like I know I'm busy right now, but like I know someone's gonna like need to make me eat, right?
Yeah, and actually like that helped so much because I traveled so much for work. Like
Right.
when you were like, you don't need to be like perfect, just
Correct.
eat better than you were before.
Exactly.
And I did. I made so much more healthier choices. Like there's a lot of fast food around basically, so
Yeah.
like I get it because that's where I like travel to most of the time. So it's harder. But you just have to make the conscious choice, like if that's what you want to do. But also, one bad day is not going to destroy
Correct.
all your progress.
Correct.
I mean, don't make it a habit. But
Right.
Like, that's one thing I realized. Like, if there's only so much I can do to control the environment I'm in,
Right.
like now that I'm not traveling, like there's really no excuse.
Right.
Like your girl gave your shit.
Yeah. But I think, you know, you brought up a really good point because, you know, like you said too, it's that external validation of like, hey, like in your program is actually a day where you're not tracking. Like,
Yes.
learning success is sometimes not tracking.
Yeah.
Like that should be in your routine.
And once I track for a while, I'm
Exactly.
intuitive.
Exactly.
'Cause I don't
we
like
fully
tracking
moved you
food.
away from tracking, but we did it for a period of time to give you the skills to know.
Understand. And we would do it a day or there.
Exactly.
Just
A
to make
day
sure we're
here
still on
there.
track. But
Exactly.
when you eat the same thing every day, you don't need.
It's pretty
like,
simple.
Yeah,
Right.
unless you're like someone in prep where you have
Exactly.
very distinct goals, you don't need
Exactly.
to track everything you eat every single
Exactly.
day.
Yeah, but that came after like a year and a half of us doing that
Yeah,
together.
for sure.
And, you know, I think too, a big thing that I really love to be able to incorporate, you know, as a coach too, is like, I work in person too, and like I travel,
I get it.
and so being able to like curate plans and like have the relatability aspect of like, hey, like I get it too, like I'm in office 9 to 5, getting fucking slammed on Teams calls too.
Exactly.
This is what it looks like, or I have to fly on a plane and with food and things like that. So being able to like truly say like, hey, this is plans that I use, or here's what you should use for this, or whatever. But having that out of scope thing of being like, hey, over the past month, this is what we look like. Your one day that you're crashing out about, here's what it looks like in comparison to everything else.
Yeah, like if you're hitting it every single day and then one
Right.
you have one bad day.
Right.
Yeah, and I think like our biggest thing that we still did so good on is my busy season.
Yeah.
Because
For sure.
that's what I was crashing
Yeah,
out.
we
like,
prepared for it. Like it's the
Yeah,
thing
we were
too
ready
where
for
it
it.
wasn't like, hey, you have the same expectations in your season where you're working 15-hour days as you do when you're working from home every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And I was like crashing out about it. And I did. I switched to factor deals. Like I
Right.
did what I had to do to get through it. But when you're in person 55, 70 hours a week for
It's a
like
bit different.
For like 8 weeks, it's a
Yeah.
little extreme. But it's really not that bad. My work was also really good about. They knew that who I was as a person. With that.
Yeah, they
And
know.
girl, I'm not gonna lie. I went downstairs and got tater tots
Yeah.
with the girls. That got us through it. I think the tater
100%.
tots. But like that's not gonna destroy everything
No.
I worked for the last
Yeah.
year and a half. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I really just think the biggest, you know, like you said, external thing is just being able to see like where it should like fit into your life,
Mhm.
and it's like ever changing, and just having the validation from somebody who's seeing everything, and also that you can trust that will say, hey, yeah, we need to dial that back, or like, hey, we need the, you know, that's not going to work for us. That's going to be honest with you, like, because I'm very like empathetic and supportive, but I'm also not going to just like tell you what you want to hear, and then you be pissed off in 6 months when you don't see something.
Yeah, but
Like,
there's definitely days that I knew that I was talking to Liv, like
Right.
my friend, and then there was times I was talking to my coach. It's a big difference.
100%.
You're gonna.
Yeah, and
Yell at
so
me.
it's like, you know, being able to have the validation of like, I can do these things and like have it mold and fit my life where I'm not like freaking out and stuff, and feel good about that rather than like having that pressure that you're gonna have in your brain of like, where you're only thinking about that one negative thing. Like
Yeah.
clients all the time, it's like, oh well, Friday I had this dinner out and like I'm so mad about it, blah blah blah, blah. And it's so easy to focus on like that one thing, and you completely forget about the 38 other meals you've had over the last 6 days.
And that makes me sad too because like the gym, I still love it.
Right.
And I don't want people to like see that they can't
Right.
do anything fun just because they have like a fitness goal. That's
Right,
not
exactly.
true at all.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I mean, you with prep is.
I mean,
very
I'm in
different.
prep, but like
We've still been out and
we've been
about.
out
Girl,
and about,
this
like
weekend.
we went, like you and Matt, like we just went to brunch, like I sat there and drank my coffee, like,
Yeah.
you know, there are so many ways to not, even as a bodybuilder, like I'm very big on that, not putting, like I'm literally going to Florida on Thursday, like
Yeah,
it's
you
not,
shouldn't be missing out on things because of the gym,
Correct.
ever.
Correct. And so I think that that's really big to be able to realize that you have the capability to do. Go do those things. Have a couple drinks with the girlies.
Yeah,
Like, go
there's nothing
get
wrong with
dinner. Go get brunch. Like, whatever that may be.
I mean, if
and
you're
not
having a cheat meal every
feel
single
negative.
day,
Right.
that's a little different.
Exactly.
You gotta still prioritize like what your goals are.
Yeah. But I definitely think, you know, having that switch, I think too was hopefully big for you. Just being able to like feel like, you know, this is me for me. It was just figuring out, you know, where my mesh was and being able to work with somebody and, you know, obviously we've made a really great relationship, which we love. Our
Yes,
twins.
the girlies are together.
Which is so big to be able to, you know, feel we haven't worked together since May of this year.
But you're also the reason for that. You made me so confident,
Right.
and like we had such a good plan in place that I didn't need it.
Right.
Not that you can always have coaching forever. Like that's not a good thing.
Exactly.
Mine was like my priority switched a little bit.
Exactly.
Just on things I wanted to like use my money for, just
Exactly.
like with student loans and stuff like that. But like yeah, like I still go to the gym 5
Right.
days a week,
Right.
and I still have like honestly sometimes I'm in the gym I'm like what was
Yeah, exactly.
that little voice in my head, like Liv,
Yeah.
would tell you to go heavier. So,
Exactly.
and you do, like, if I have a question about something still,
Right.
you're still one of my best friends to
Yeah.
talk to, especially about gym stuff, because, like, I don't have a lot of friends that like,
Yeah.
go to the gym, like, it's
Yeah.
like how I go to the gym.
Yeah.
I made a lot of, like, friends out, like, in that community, but I don't live with, like, near
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's a little different, but, I mean, yeah, I don't feel like the day that I lost you, I'm like, I had so much knowledge from you
Yeah.
and like so much support that I didn't like crash out. And
Yeah.
I was like, now I have no idea what to do.
Exactly.
But I also do like I have like more of an not extensive background in like
Yeah.
lifting, but it's not like the first time I ever did it.
Exactly.
It's definitely something to do. I think good in the beginning.
For sure.
You can avoid all those
Those
bad phases we went through. The phases of eating like 600 calories a day and, like,
and eating it and like protein cookies.
yeah, and being the smallest is not always
Yeah,
the better option.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think, you know, and that's how it should feel. Like when you're coming off of coaching, it shouldn't feel like a complete like holy fuck. Like
Yeah.
what do
No.
I do now? Because like it should
Then
be
you
like
learn
there
nothing.
should exactly it should be like education built into there, like why you're doing certain things, but also like you are not on my roster. I couldn't give a fuck about that. Like
Yeah. Oh,
it's I'm so like, you know, so very big on like I am yours for your life.
Mhm.
Like you are my client for my life.
Yeah, like I don't expect weekly check-ins
in
about like
30 years,
you're my coach.
if a client texted me, I'm there. Like
yeah, but that's the kind of person.
exactly. So like, and that's how it should feel. Like it's, you know, like I've seen like so many things or experienced it myself where it's been like you came off the roster and it's like you're not paying anymore, you don't matter to me. And so like it's like
Yeah.
okay, you're flying to see me.
Well, like honestly,
like,
oh yeah,
yeah, it's
that's
like
not gonna stop anytime
exactly, exactly. So it's like it should feel like obviously the support's gonna look different because like it's not you're not getting the coaching service anymore, but it should be, you know, hey, I have this like random question and I trust you. And
Yes.
like, hey, like I just want to update you on my life, or hey,
Could
like
you imagine if it was like those memes where it's like the tip thing then and you sent it? You're like, can I have a tip amount for my advice that I just gave you?
I swear to God.
Like a Venmo costs you like $6.
you know some coaches out there doing that. so
No,
they're charging.
that's why I
swear
said
to
it.
God.
I was like, if you sent me that a request back, I've been like, then get a grip. Get an absolute
Now I
grip.
have to do it.
Is my form look okay? Okay, this can be a processing fee of $29.99.
Yeah, I just think that that's really big and like something that I think is super helpful to like knowing like these people are here for you as a person.
Yes, and there's
like,
a big difference. You can tell.
correct. Like yes, I'm a business owner and I provide a service, but the reality is it's like we're human to human. Like it should very much feel like you are Peyton Kaiser on my roster and your period's coming in 12 hours and it like I know every single thing about you.
Yeah.
Rather than I'm client number 360.
No, honestly, Liv knows some
Right.
things more than most
She'll be
people
like, I feel
should.
like shit. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, probably because you're supposed to start your period. now.
Yeah, like she has a tracker of like all my information.
Yeah, probably because you were here yesterday. Everybody's
She's Liv. Like I just look in the corner of my gym and there's Liv, and I have no idea. She's just stalking me.
But we were very excited to have Miss Payne on the podcast today. It will not be the last time you see her.
No, you're not getting rid of me that easily, for sure.
So I'm very excited to have you, and just been very, just like ecstatic to watch you grow as a person, and just also obviously as a client, but just mainly as a person. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, just remember, drop them down below, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.